Alright, we're hunting a new spot today that I've never hunted. Picked it out on the map, did some poking around on the map. I've wanted to come out here and hunt for a while now, a few years. You can see we're in a bean field. We're not hunting the bean field. We're going to go up these big hardwood ridges right next to this field. We're going to try to find acorns or some buck sign or both, ideally. I did a quick walk down this field edge already and I found 2 fresh scrapes, so that's always a good sign. So we're going to go back in there and just see what we find. And here's the point we need to go up right here. The deer trail right here. We need to get up on that ridge. If you look to the right, straight ahead, this point comes down to the right. And that's the little drainage, the hub where several points drain down over there. And we're gonna go up. It's a little steep right here. There's rock walls and stuff. We're gonna go down there and then come up the point. So I'm gonna go up there, or maybe try to just scale up right here. There's a white oak right there. It has raining down. There's acorns everywhere. This whole ridge, all these ridges are gonna be covered in white oaks. So it looks like it might be hard to find a hot tree because there's gonna be acorns everywhere. We're going to focus on the sides of the hills and the hollows, not on top. We might go on top first, but we're going to focus more down off the edge, down on the side of the hills, look for deer trails, scrapes, old logging roads, anything like that. Now we're going to work our way up this point. It's very steep. Okay, so this is the hub that we're looking at over here. Since there may be deer bedded up on those points or hollows, I don't want to be too visible. We're going to go up this point all the way up so we can get on the back side of the ridge. Alright, we're on top and there's an old graveyard. Listen to those acorns dropping. There's deer droppings. It's the second or third pile I've seen, but they're all old and moldy. Looking for some fresh droppings. That's a lot fresher than what I've been seeing. That was from this morning or last night. And there's a white oak dropping right here. Just came out of a slew of non-oak trees and no acorns, and now we're back in the acorns and there's fresh deer sign. I'm gonna keep going because I'm not seeing much more deer sign and I'm definitely not seeing buck sign. So we're gonna keep going along the side of this hill. Now the woods are mostly all tulip tree and other stuff that's not oaks, with an occasional oak here and there. I see a big white oak on the top up there. Red oak right there. So that could be a good thing if it makes the food source more limited to certain spots. Okay, I'm back up on the ridge top for a little bit because often bucks will leave more sign on a ridge top, even if it's nighttime sign. This drops down into another saddle. We already came through one saddle. This is a little bit bigger saddle. Okay, we're in the saddle now. And I'm not seeing anything that really piques my interest. Some armadillo trails, maybe a deer trail here. No acorns. There's some red oaks, but none of them are dropping. I need to get back in the white oaks. There's a chinkapin oak here that's dropped a couple. It's this little skinny tree right here has dropped a little bit, but no buck sign, no deer poop, at least not yet. And we're gonna go, it gets open, I bet we get into more oaks if I keep going. It looks like last year's rub. That's a start. The cedar tree's dead. It may have been rubbed to death. They'll do that a lot, but nothing fresh. Some persimmons. They're not dropping anything. Well, check that one. It's a whole little cluster of persimmon trees. Not one fruit though. Check on this white oak right where the hill drops off. Could be good. It looks like an old deer bed right there. It is. Here's where he stood up. Not super fresh, but we're right here on this point. We're actually up, pretty much up on top, but right where it starts to drop off into a point. There's another bed. I hope I didn't already blow them off bed. Let me see how fresh this one looks. This one does look a little fresher, doesn't it? Alright, we're going to drop a pin on onyx if they bed here. This big white oak here has not dropped anything, but there's more going down the hill here. There's not many acorns dropping on this ridge. This whole stand of white oaks here, there's only a few. Not hardly any deer signs, some old tracks, those two old beds up there. Kind of thinking I head back the way I came and branch off. There's another ridge system off of that old graveyard that drains down into that hub where I first came up. And there were a lot more oaks over there in general. Look at what I got here. First fresh rub. I just came up the hill. It gets real thick going over to the right. So I turned and came up here. We're almost back to the graveyard. Hopefully nothing's bedded right down in that thick stuff, because they definitely heard me. If anything was bedded there, they're gone now. We're going to try to hunt. That thick stuff goes up to a saddle. Alright, we're back in a big drop in white oak here. We're on this saddle right now. You can see this 2-track. All that thick bedding stuff is down there. I'm going to assume we blew that out. A couple more big white oaks, really big white oaks up here. We'll check these out. Look at that scrape. 2 scrapes under this beach. Alright, alright. I think we might should just set up on top here. Yeah, these 2 giant white oaks are dropping like crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk around anymore, leaving scent everywhere. I'm sweating. I'll set up down here, this green patch. Okay, this big white oak dropping here. The scrapes right there. Got the scrapes. 2 more big white oaks dropping. And then this tree is the tree for me. Pretty late getting set up, but we've got some time. And probably blew everything out of here, but there's a lot of woods that way that we haven't touched, so fingers crossed. we had that one little buck show up. He never left those two big white oaks. I think he's still down there. But we'll give it a few minutes and then we're gonna pack up and get out of here. I don't know if I'll be back to this spot anytime soon. I didn't find anything really promising, but I found the deer at least. I found a deer. So, pretty fun little hunt. We'll be back in the woods here soon. Probably do some doe patrol here. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later.